The following opinions are solely those of BoatTEST.com and its test captain.
Hi, Captain Steve for BoatTEST.com. And an owner-operated coastal cruiser needs to have three key ingredients: ease of use, simplistic systems, and quality of build. Well, those three ingredients seem to be taken to the next level with Hampton Yachts. In this video, I'm going to go through some of the systems on the Endurance lineup and show you what I mean. Let's start here at the helm station. Looks complicated, but when you break things down, it's not really at all. Three 21-inch displays, but these are Garmin displays, so anybody that's used a Garmin display will be able to use these. They're really self-explanatory. Home screen gets you into any of the selections that you want. Just pick and choose where you want to go and what you want to see. More interesting though, this one's also tied into a camera system so that we can see different areas of the boat while we're still here at the helm. At the lower panel, there are two displays showing the status of the engines. The Maritron system gives you all the information on tank levels, and then the autopilot, which is really simple to use. Simply engage and disengage, and that's all there is to it. Two other buttons let you make course adjustments. There are two VHF radios, so we can monitor two channels at the same time. Trim tabs, windlass controls, bow and stern thrusters, and the engine controls. And there's a separate panel for the stabilizer fins. And notice that we can cycle through the cameras or switch to any one we want. And adjust all of the features of each camera. Another thing that keeps systems simplistic on this boat is the quality of build. There's so many things about the boat that we just don't have to worry about because they're put together so well. Look at the steering wheel, for example, all made in-house, all wood and stainless steel. Every little bit of joinery, nothing creaks, nothing rattles, no doors are rattling while you're underway. That gives you a lot of comfort as you're running the boat. Now, in my mind, what further simplifies things? Checklists. And Hampton Yachts has you covered for that too. Here's a whole book of procedures: engine startup procedures, generator procedures, shore power hookup. It's all laid out right there. And they're even convenient, quick checklists that you can hold in your hand for all the procedures. Look at this watertight door. We typically see these in fiberglass, but here it's all finished in wood. Solid, beefy, another quality of build feature. Normally we see one big electrical panel located down below somewhere, but on Hampton Yachts they put the electrical systems right where the point of use is going to be. For example, right here, these are all the breakers for the Sky Lounge and the helm. Another thing that builds confidence with an owner-operator is redundancy, and on Hampton Yachts there's redundancy for everything.
Take, for example, the stabilizer control panel. Notice that it's in close proximity to the main engine controls and the proportional thruster controls. When I say proportional, if you move the control a little, the thruster goes on a little. Move it a lot, and we have more power to the thruster. Now, if there's a problem with this, we can also control the thrusters from this panel as well.
We can even control the windlasses from this panel.
Two different anchors, a 60 and an 80
On the aft
kilogram.
deck,
They both
plenty
have
of open
stoppers
space
to
for a
protect from
tender, and we can
accidental
launch it with this
deployment. And then the windlass has two
1,750-pound
chain
capacity
wheels.
crane. 3-axis, up and down, swivels, and
These
extends
12
in
square
and
foot fins are
out.
mounted
And we
through
can
the
control
hull.
it
On the inside, we're
with
seeing
this
the
wireless
actuators to
remote.
move them.
So we can be
That gives us
anywhere on this boat
stabilization
and still
both
operate
while
this
we're
crane.
underway and at rest.
Notice there's an antenna array up above. Those need servicing, plus we need to wash up there. How do we get up there? Easily enough. See this compartment over on the port hand side? There's another one over on the starboard side that's used for storing a ladder that takes us up to the top. Point of view storage, another cool feature with Hampton Yachts. And look how easy it is to maneuver around up here. Non-skid decking all the way through. So again, it's not like I'm going to be servicing this equipment up here, but cleaning, that's likely. Having the ability to view the whole side of the boat when you're coming into the dock is pivotal, so wing control stations are the answer. But on this boat, 16-inch wide side decks doesn't leave too much space. So how does Hampton Yachts get around that? With flip-up control stations. These are the twin-disc EC300 series. You can throw these full reverse, full forward, and the computer programming will adjust for that and ease the system in and out of gear. So even if you're heavy-handed, you're not going to do damage to the system. And of course, all this is repeated to the opposite side. And talk about safety, bulwarks come up 31 inches, rails top out at 38. Now, as far as the interior on the main deck, technically speaking, we've got the two watertight doors, and these are simply a repeat of the door that we saw up above. Also, over on the starboard side, there's an electrical panel. Point of use, 12-volt systems and inverter systems for everything on the main deck, all right here. The decking in the galley, all stone. The decking in this bar, all stone, and both of these areas are heated. This deck right here, constructed with closed cell construction to add strength and save on the weight. Now in the salon area here, this is all right over the engine room, so we need a little more sound deadening. They added 6 inches of it in this deck. Again, talking about the ease of use, Hampton makes it so easy with many manuals. This is just one of them that talks about all of the systems. And in particular, we also have schematics to take you through all of the systems, so ease of maintenance as well. Now moving to the exterior features, let's start fully forward up in the bow at the ground tackle. It always seems to be a struggle with other builders to figure out how to put 2 anchors next to each other. Do you line them up alongside each other in the pulpit? It takes up too much space. Hampton has a very elegant solution to it. One is recessed into the pulpit, the other is riding on top of it.
2 different anchors, a 60 and an 80 kilogram. They both have stoppers to protect from accidental deployment, and then the windlass has 2 chain wheels.
With chain strippers going down into the road locker, which we have easy access to on both sides underneath these cushions. Now notice this is all on an elevated platform. When this chain comes up and it's covered with mud and gunk and you're hosing it off, notice that this all has a raised lip around it, so all the water goes down through here and directly overboard. I like the beefy hose holes and how the cleats are just behind, but notice as we move back, the cleats are integrated into the hose holes, so we can in fact tie and untie this boat right from the dock. As we continue back, there's starboard side connectivity for the 2 50-amp shore power connections. Notice how the overhead is extended so it comes out and adds protection. And as we drop down onto the teak deck, fuel fill, this is on both sides as there are 2 tanks on board. Now here we can see the venting system for the engine room. Notice that it's on the inside of the bulwarks so that we're not picking up any salt spray. Getting back to the strength of build on this boat, 3/16 stainless steel rails. Right here is your hull to deck joint. The 2 come together, they're bonded with 5200 marine adhesive sealant and then bolted every 6 inches and then glassed over completely. So this entire hull and deck joint becomes one solid composite piece. Back into the cockpit, look at this. Another operating station. This makes 5 total throughout the boat. Thrusters, engine stops, and engine controls. All this, of course, repeated to the other side. At the bottom of the stairs to each side of the platform, we have shore power cords, 50 amps each, this time on cord reels. Notice there's a channel cut into the platform that's got a cover on it, so no trip hazard. Watertight hatch in the center of the transom leads us into the crew quarters. Now we keep bringing up that this is an owner-operator's boat, so why do we have crew quarters? Well, I still want somebody to change the oil and do all the cleaning for me, that's why. And if I don't want to have crew on board, I can still use this as separate guest space. So now that we've connected the shore power, we come over to the main panel over here, switch over from generator to shore power, shut down the generators, and now we've got breakers for the 220 and 24 volt DC system. Now let's check out some of the technical aspects in the engine room. First of all, the big picture, plenty of open space in this engine room. Twin C18 1136 horsepower Cat engines, 6 feet 11 inches of headroom. Now let's walk right on around and look at the details. Right at the entrance, control panel for the 30 kW generator and the 25 kW generator. Battery switches to the outside, and notice how they're clearly labeled. Now let's get into redundant systems. Take a look at this. This is the Dometic air cooler and heating system. Not only do we have this for controlling the climate on the boat, but we also have a diesel furnace. Now common to both engines, laser pointing at the shaft giving us shaft speed, sea strainers for the generator, 1 on each side, sea torque system giving us our smooth operation. Now just above, this is the power takeoff for the hydraulic systems. This is on each engine, and there's a third one on the generator. So we have 3 power takeoffs controlling the hydraulics. What are the hydraulic systems? The windlasses, the thrusters, and the stabilizing fins that are coming out the side of the boat that we showed you on that model previously. Let's take a look at what they look like on the inside.
These 12 square foot fins are mounted through the hull. On the inside, we're seeing the actuators to move them. That gives us stabilization both while we're underway and at rest.
Remember those vents that we showed you on the side deck bulwarks for the engine room? Here's the inside of them, and notice they have doors over them, so if we pull the fire system, the doors shut down and block off the air into the engine room. 2 fuel tanks take up this entire bulkhead behind me. Fuel filters for each engine are on the front of the bulkhead. Notice we have a crossover, so we can switch between one fuel filter and the next, so we can make changeouts on the fly. And look at this, lighted sight tube, so we can see at a glance what the level is. Take a look at this. There are 1, 2, 3 sets of crossovers for each section of the tank. The larger ones, you leave those open when you're fueling. The fuel will even itself out as you're pumping in from one side. Normal operation, shut the large one off, and then the bottom ones will level all of the tank for ballast. Now with these deck plates removed, we can see right into the bilge area. Notice we've got the bilge pump and a float switch right alongside. Just above, there's a high water alarm. When that lifts off, it will send an alarm off at the helm. Now, notice we've got the through-hull fittings that lead right onto the sea strainers. If we have a problem and the engine room starts to flood, we can shut this intake off and then open up 1, 2, 3, and notice that these pipes lead right down into the bilge, so in effect we have the engine pumping out the bilge for us. Back to redundancy, 2 water pumps for this system, an AC and a DC. The AC unit is connected to the inverter, so we can run that off of the batteries if we have to, and in case of an emergency, we have a shutoff for the outlet and the inlet. Back to the strength of build, 2 layers of Kevlar under this hull on top of hand-laid fiberglass, and it's built up so thick in some places that it's up to 1 inch and 5/8, like in these engine beds. But overall, look at how clean this place is. It's surgically clean. Let me show you something else. This bilge area just in front of the staterooms, it's a place we're rarely going to ever see, but still finished completely inside, lighted. There are just no cut corners with Hampton Yachts. So I hope I've shown you in this technical video that an owner-operated coastal cruiser does not have to be complicated. Well, at least not when it's a Hampton yacht. And that's my full technical look at Hampton Yachts. For BoatTEST.com, I'm Captain Steve. We'll see you on the water.